Well, today's a gorgeous day. Finally, it's warm. People walking around in t-shirts, you know. I drive my Challenger, you can see it over there, barely, with all the windows open on city streets, and that's for one over there. In the distance, lots of construction going on everywhere. So I finished my books, you know, my expenses and profits for April. This morning filed my HST return, so the government is going to give me just over $1,000 probably in a week or so. And then I went picked up my laundry, took it to my truck, and I took pictures of my tires. Remember, I changed the tires. I got some Chinese tires, but they're 16 ply, pretty decent tire, 275 70 22.5. And I wanted to get exactly the same make and model because they seem decent and they're cheap. Because one of the tires on the trailer on the driver's side, like it gets really bad. Like I'm afraid soon I will see the cord. And of course that's a no-no, and I'm just afraid it might blow out on me because the one side is like really worn out, and so I want to replace that particular tire. And so I drove in my car to Cal Tire, and of course they didn't have this tire in stock, but they said London has 4, and that's actually where last time I replaced 4 tires, and they put on these particular Chinese tire. I think it's called what it's called. Hold on. You guys have to know this. Yeah, you see that's the tire. The inside, it looks like awful, you know, like there's no tread anymore. So this is if you stand right above, you know, it's like because I had bad shocks, right? I didn't change them soon enough. So this is S637 275 70 22.5, and it's called Saloon, kind of like saloon, but Saloon, you know. And that's what I want. And I said last time, you know, I had a load. I was picking up a load somewhere in the west, so I was passing London anyway. I said that's why we asked them to keep those tires on ice, and I would just go there and let them install it. But I said now I'm in Cambridge, I don't know where my next load will take me, so why don't you ask them to transfer this tire to here, to Cambridge? And they said okay. So she called them and they said yeah, probably will be here Friday, but they're not 100%. And then another set of pictures I took when I was dropping off my laundry is this. You see these connectors? These are the connectors on my final axle that is sitting in the dirt now, right? And these are the connectors on the last third axle. That's where my spreader bar was connected. And as I mentioned before, this new flip axle that I got, right in the front, I pretty much changed all of them to a big coupler. I still need to change one, well, basically the tip, the red tip, but in the rear it's all Fontaine, right? And my final axle, all the couplers are JC, what JC installed when they gave me free couplers when I was picking up the spreader bar and the Jeep, you know, last year, right? And so now I cannot hook up if somebody gives me a load where I need to do 3+2, where the final axle has to go on the back of this new flip axle. I won't be able to connect them because the final axle has JC style connectors, as I call them, but the new flip axle still has Fontaine. It's all Fontaine. They're much smaller, right? And so today I took those pictures and I called JC in Keswick, Ontario, and I said, if you give me your email address, I can send you the pictures of couplers I need. and I said I want to get two full sets, you know, like one set of basically for one trailer, blue, red, and black line, right? And I said I want both male and female parts, just in case, you know, because they rust out. So now I only need 3, and I still want to change the tip on the red line tip on the flip axle. And a friend of mine, Alan, who watches my channel, he lives in Keswick, and he half volunteered to bring them over to me, because that's like 150 kilometers from here. And he says he has all kinds of adapters, all these nuts, because he's a former plumber. And I said, okay, if you can bring them over and we can install them together, then I said I'll buy you a lunch or something. I said it's all takeout. I said we can go to a restaurant and take out something and eat it somewhere in the grass, you know, kind of like a little barbecue. So that's the plan. And he just called me saying that he picked up the couplers, and today's Tuesday. I said, well, it's already like 2 o'clock. It's for you, it's probably like 2 hours of driving. I said, why don't we do it Wednesday or Thursday? And he said Wednesday he's helping his friend install a furnace or something. I said, let's do it Thursday, because I'm here till the end of the week. And that's what we agreed on. So he's coming to my yard probably Thursday at lunchtime. We're gonna install those connectors in the back of this new flip axle. And then the last thing I would need to do, if again somebody offers me a load where I need 3+2, I need to go to a welding shop and install that little plate for the shims on the back of axle 3, because right now I have that plate but only on the back of axle 2. Remember, when I was running 2+2, I need to put shims in front of the spreader bar, otherwise it cannot transfer the weight. So I'm pretty sure I need those for 3+2. So, but that's easy. I can go to a body shop I know here, a trailer truck body shop. I can go to Wabash trailers. They call something different now, but I know they can do all kinds of welding. And tomorrow, I'm just looking at my little outline here. Tomorrow, I have an appointment at OK Tire in Cambridge. They're gonna be installing these new SpinTech mufflers in the back, and I'll do a video comparison before and after. And I also ask them to check the integrity of the exhaust, because maybe it's just a leak, maybe it's not a drone, maybe it's just leaking somewhere, that per sound, you know, at high speeds. So they're gonna check it out. And some people send me an email, since the comments are disabled, people cannot stay away from commenting. So I got a couple of emails where as a reply to that last video, like the only 3 things I hate about my Challenger, and one of them is that the skip shift feature, right? Which I don't know who came up with this stupid idea. It's really stupid. It never works. To go from from first to fourth, it's just crazy, you know. And so a couple of people suggested I buy one of these harnesses, and I didn't. I found I trust American Muscle. I bought quite a few parts from AmericanMuscle.com. I trust those guys, and I went to their website because I didn't see anything of good quality on Amazon here in Canada. And so I bought it from, it's like $18 US, but then shipping and charges are like $28. So it's gonna be like probably $50 US, but I think it's worth it. So they're shipping me this. I just got a confirmation saying that it's been approved, and it's gonna be shipped soon. And I've been getting I washed the car yesterday, right, because it was sitting in the dirt lot. I washed the car, and it people stare at me, you know. I'm telling you, like, people go and they turn their heads. I'm telling you, the car when it's clean with those decals on the hood, it attracts a lot of attention. I'm not sure I like it, because everybody stares at me, and especially when I start the engine, it's so loud, right? A couple of guys were parking next to me, like, you know, revving their engines, but there are cops everywhere. You know, you don't want to be street racing in a car like this. But anyway, I'm telling you, I noticed something changed as soon as I installed those decals, and after I got the BBK long tube headers installed. Like, people look at me differently, and at me and at the car, you know. So it's kind of funny, but you know, it feels like I'm a cool dude, you know. Like, people look at me, geez, like, who can afford a car like this? Well, folks, it was 50,000 Canadian, okay? Get over it. Which at that time was like 35,000 US. It's a relatively cheap car, because it's not a Hellcat, it's a Scat Pack, right? 6.4 naturally aspirated engine. And also the latest news, I just saw an interesting email. Oh yeah, and before I mentioned that, the Russian broker I worked with before called me, and they said that they have a load. Can I give them a quote? British Columbia to New Jersey. And I said, you guys know I'm in Cambridge, Ontario, right? I said, I'm not sure on the mileage, but I think it's close to 3,000 miles. So if you want me to drive 3,000 miles empty, I said, I cannot give you like a cheap rate or something, you know, like, I'm not sure what your customer is expecting. And then they said, well, they pay this. And they give me the number. I almost fell off my seat. But good thing I was parked, you know. My car was parked. I was just playing with my computer sitting in front of Starbucks. But they, you know, they're paying pretty good. But I double checked the distance. It's 2,600 miles. And I said, okay, I need a week to get there. And they said, well, no, latest it has to pick up is Tuesday next week. And I said, I cannot make it. Like, I just came from a trip. I'm fixing these connectors. I'm changing tires. Chances I will be here Friday, so I'll be changing tires. And I want to rotate tires on the truck in the front. I want to put the badly worn steer tire on the pusher and take one good tire from the pusher and put it on the steer axle, because on my lift axle, the tires, you know, last much longer because I don't use it all the time, right? So I just checked this morning, and the same super singles on the lift axle, they look much better than the right side passenger side tire on the steer axle. If you remember, I had the blowout on the front, right? So the front left is brand new. I don't like it. The front right is 3 years old. So when I rotate them, put the right one from the steer axle on the back. And back to business. I have an approval for you to pay out the 89K plus tax owing to the bank and finance a new deck plus tax. They want 18,000 down payment. Monthly payment 3,000 plus tax. 48 months. 3,000. Oh, wait a second. It's pretty much what they're offering is they wanna pay off my trailer. And we figured out that we got a buyout note from the bank, and the bank says it's $89,000 for the basic 60-ton with 4 axles. And so what these guys are offering, since the bank doesn't want to finance the deck, what this financial company wants to do is they want to pay off that loan, and basically they want to add the new deck, which is about 55,000 Canadian. They want to add 55 to that 89, and that will be approximately 144K. And then if I give them 18,000 down, what are these people smoking? But if I give them 18,000 down, they can give me a loan for 144K Canadian for 4 years at $3,200 a month plus tax. So before it was the trailer was $2,500 plus tax Canadian. So now it's 32. So it's basically they want me to pay $700 a month. Well, this is the first approval I had. It was super difficult, but the numbers look a bit crazy, so I gotta think about this. But basically, this guy that I've been working with for the past week looks like they can do this, you know, if I agree to switch the contract from the bank to this new company. So I'm not sure I want to do that, so I'll have to play with the numbers and see what happens. But that's just the latest news. And the last thing I wanted to mention is this. I don't know if you guys this, like the tendency in US and Canada, more and more people are switching to zero alcohol beer. Actually, wait a second. Son of a gun. 0.3 non-alcoholic beer, but it's 0.3. But this one was getting all kinds of awards, you know, Partake IPA, and so it only has 10 calories. And some of this non-alcoholic beer is very bad in terms of carbs, you know. So this one only has 2 grams of carbs. You see, only 1 gram of sugar. Zero, where's protein? 0 protein. But it does have a tiny bit of alcohol. But this is the box. So I encourage you guys to try it because the taste is amazing. You know, it tastes like real beer. You see, it has these World Beer Awards, World's Best, you know, craft non-alcoholic beer. 10 calories per can, and it's made in Canada, so I'm not sure if it's available in the States, but this is pretty cool, you know, if you want to. Oh yeah, and they have all these flavors, blonde, stout. I think I got this one, IPA. The price is the same, like these 4 packs of these 330 ml cans. I think it was like $7 Canadian. So not cheap, but it's a very interesting alternative to, you know, to real beer. But since this is only 0.3 alcohol, which actually I wasn't aware, I thought it was 0. But just to be on the safe side, I got this. It's probably my favorite beer, Stella. So I'm not sure if it's okay for a trucker to drink non-alcoholic beer. I'm not sure. If I keep doing this, I might get kicked out of the heavy haul union. So that's why you need to kind of, like, you know, mix and match good stuff with the bad, you know. So those are all the news. But yeah, it's interesting. So finally I have the approval, but the terms are $18,000 down payment. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's all I had for today, boys and girls. So stay tuned. We'll do a video about the SpinTech and Challenger tomorrow. And then Thursday, stand by for a video where Alan and Captain Sergei will be attempting a super dangerous task of replacing all couplers in the back of the flip axle. Ciao.